Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and with a cookie cutter Christmas project to share with you. I am going to show you how to use the cable knit folder, which is a little different from the other embossing folders. If you saw my unboxing video, the one with the Stamping Ninja, we talked about this folder a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to use it effectively. But it makes a really cool pattern, and it's special because it's embossed on the top and the bottom. It's not a flat pattern on the back like normal embossing folders. So I will also show you some tips to make the advanced paper pieced version of our little Eskimo buddy. So let's get stamping and I'll give you some tips. Alright, so we'll pull our pieces out, and your Stamps in the Mail Club kit will include a piece of cardstock that is pre-cable knit for you, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that with the Big Shot. Okay, so with the new, if you have the new Big Shot platform, you, with the separate thin die adapter, you're going to go ahead and take the thin die adapter away because all you want is the big platform. And then usually, like it shows you on here, when you use an embossing folder, you're going to do cutting plate, embossing folder, and cutting plate. But the directions for this ultra thick embossing folder, and you'll see when you get it, the difference between this embossing folder and a regular embossing folder is extreme. You see the difference there. Here's the regular one and here's the big one. So it actually includes its own cutting plate background. So you're not going to use a bottom cutting plate for it. But what you do want to do is spritz your cardstock. And I'm going to use rubbing alcohol. So I'm just going to, I want to do it on my, okay, I'll do it this way. I get everything on my, okay, pretend you saw that. You spray all my ink otherwise. Okay, so I have just a little rubbing alcohol on here. And I've scored it so I know where my halfway point is. And then I'm going to go ahead and slide the folder into my, slide the cardstock into my folder. And the reason I'm spritzing is that it wets those fibers just a little bit, and it makes them extra malleable, so they're more likely to be formed by the folder and less likely to tear. So then cutting plate goes on top. When you're using a folder this big, make sure that you're free on the top and the bottom so that you're not going to scrape the hinge of the folder when you go through your Big Shot. So just center it. Oh, and I didn't tell you, if you have the old multi-purpose platform that has those hinges on it, then all you're going to do is just take the hinges and open both of them. So you're going to work with it like this, so you'll have tabs 1 and 2 open. Alright, so we're going to slide this through, give it a nudge to start it, and go ahead and crank it, and it comes out the other side. We take our sandwich apart, and voila, look at that. So the unique thing about this is that the pattern is embossed and debossed, so it's dimensional on both sides. It actually comes off the paper that direction and comes out of the paper this direction. So that's what this cool double thickness embossing folder will do for you. So super fun, but let's get back to our cardstock at hand. So here's our pieces again, and the layering circle thinlits are cut for you, the framelit dies. If you don't have these yet, oh my gosh, my favorite, one of my favorite new things, I just started to say favorite, but you know me, everything's my favorite. One of my favorite new things in the new catalog, because those circles are just terrific. You can use them for so many things. So I'm going to go with the candy cane side showing. Both of these pieces are cut using dies from that kit. When you have cardstock that is this dimensional, I usually don't try to use snail on it because I want to make sure it has good contact points. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and use my Stampin' Dimensional. So I'll stick a couple of these on the back here. Put this down, and then we have our little Eskimo guy. So this, I went ahead and pre-punched a couple of these for you, but otherwise you would just stamp on Whisper White cardstock and punch. And probably easiest to stamp upside down. You're working with a pre-punched cardstock piece, and then another block to get a good stamped image there. Okay, so there's our cute Eskimo. And he's going to go down with a Stampin' Dimensional. I have a pre-punched Sweetheart heart. This is red glimmer paper, which is oh so fancy. And we're going to add an extra little embellishment to this with a metallic thread. So the metallic thread's included in your kit too, for Stamps in the Mail. Go ahead and grab the end and just wrap this around your finger a few times. 7, 8, 9, whatever whatever amount of metallic thread you like on your card. And then to stick this down, the easiest way to do this is just go ahead and stick a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of your Sweetheart punch. Press that ends of the ribbon there. So you'll notice that this is like a perfect circle, but on my finished card it's got a little bit more shape to it. So I'm just going to twist and press some of those pieces there into the back of the dimensional. See how I kind of messed that up a little bit? And then this is going to attach down, and I might add just one more dimensional to make sure that the heart stays where I want it to. And that's going to go down here, okay? And then we need our greeting, and the greeting in this one is just, it comes in the stamp set. No wonder it's perfect. Warm, heartfelt greetings for a very Merry Christmas, and we'll just use the whole thing. So I'm going to stamp this here. And then I think I'm going to trim it down just so it's a little narrower, a little more in proportion. So feel free to trim. And then instead of doing a banner tail, I'm just going to give it a slash. I know you're like aghast. Everything's got a banner end, right? It's okay. It'll be alright, I promise. And then I'm going to layer this here on top. Alright, so that could be our finished card like that, but I'm going to show you how to make the advanced version of our Eskimo friend. So for that, I'm going to ink up our Eskimo again. And you might be wondering why like this piece of trash is in your kit. It's not trash. That is like a lot of good square footage for red glimmer paper. The nice thing about the glimmer papers is that they're super shiny, and a little bit goes a really long way. Okay, so we have our guy here, and what we're going to do with him is take some pieces from our white stamped Eskimo. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and trim around his head. I'm not cutting his head off. I'm giving him a hood. There's no Eskimo in. Pay no attention to the Eskimo inside the hood. He's just a shadow. But I do feel a little weird about cutting his head off. Sorry, Eskimo. Alright, friend, it's okay. I'm actually doing this to keep you warm. Okay, so then I'm going to put some adhesive here. Just throw some snail on the back. And look, okay, there. Now, doesn't he look warmer? He's got a little furry hood. So much happier. Okay, see, he's all good now. Feel much better. Alright, and then let's keep going. We're going to do some extra embellishments here. So the pieces I'm going to take here are the cuffs of his coat and the bottom part of his coat. And you could do more if you want to do more. To make it look a little bit more finished, I'm going to go ahead and round the edges around his fur ruff here. And I find it easiest to cut and place. Otherwise I was kind of losing track of which pieces went where, especially on the cuffs. They look like they're symmetrical, but they're really just a teeny bit different. Okay, isn't he looking warmer already? With all those fun pieces. Okay, so when you got his sleeves and his hood and so forth all set, this is when this little scrap piece of glimmer paper comes in. So what I want to do now is I want to cut some little tiny slivers. Just looking for some likely pieces. Some little tiny slivers, and you can see how little of this I'm actually using, and cut off the end there. Alright, and this time I'm going to go ahead and get some fine tip glue pen, which is this guy here, and use this needle tip here to add some glue. There we go. And then just drop our little band in. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing for his other sleeve, and then that little cute stripy slip at the waist, we'll go ahead and add some there too. So, and when you've got him all done, you have tons of glimmer paper left over, so all you have to do is stamp some more little Eskimo guys, and you can decorate all their coats. You could have a whole group of Eskimo guys or girls or cuties. They're just cute, whatever they are. And then I'm going to stick him or her to our card, looking all warm and heartfelt. Fun card. So great way to combine the Cookie Cutter Christmas Eskimo and the cable knit folder for really warm and heartfelt Christmas greeting. If you are looking for a Stamps in the Mail Club kit for October, please request it as soon as possible because I have a limited number of kits and I would like to make sure that you can get one. So I look forward to sharing more projects with you and stamping with you by mail. Happy stamping and thanks for watching.